La di da 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 la di da 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 da.
So Face and a Name was the first song that we actually wrote as this sort of acoustic-ish duo of just a very stripped down, just acoustic guitar, drums, and us on vocals. Lyrically, A Face and a Name, it's really about us and, us being a duo now after so many years of having a full band and just sort of hitting reset on FaceTime Police. And it was sort of a reintroduction into what we are now with the mask, the face paint. So while our look got, grander or more theatrical, instrumentally we were a little bit more stripped down. We talk about those things in this song.
We were basically at a point where we had to find our identity. Like, who are we?
Welcome to a new day, that new phase from Minute Maid. Painting our faces, creating a lane where they're setting on fire, then pay it to play. I'm stripped down while dressed up. These sad eyes have had enough.
How did we come up with the title?
For the title, we wanted something that just said FaceTime Police, but we obviously didn't want to name the song FaceTime Police.
For the longest time, the song was just called New Song. It would be on our set list as New Song. Even 2.5 years after we first performed it, it was still called New Song. And then when we finally got a good recorded version of it, it was time to release it. We're like, okay, we need an official name. And A Face and a Name is, one of your lyrics in the song.
Yes.
And during the song, it just feels like a moment when you sing that, where it felt right to call this song A Face and a Name.
I'm a glitch in the system, I'm playing the game, and only a doctor giving a face and a name. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, we wanted a song where the guitar almost acted like the drum beat, where I could just rap over it the whole time. That's how the song idea
came about.
Yeah, that's where it came from. Then of course it evolved from there because you added the la da da da. So we're like, there was a melodic element to this song that I guess we didn't know was there.
I wanted to try a chorus that had no lyrics, just a vocal melody. So that's where the la da 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 part came from. And actually my verse, I wanted it to be like some sort of almost like a lounge singer type of verse, like I'm a glitch in the system, a plague in the game, erroneous doctor giving a face and a name. And obviously the doctor is just a little bit of me wanting to scream. So
a little bit of metal that came out.
Kind of just sneak it in there. And I do that a lot live.
That's the metal band in us that comes out once in a while.
So, yeah.
And again, A Face and a Name, to me, it's the most metal acoustic song you will hear. This song was also different from how we usually write songs, because normally how it would work is you would record a guitar riff and probably some vocals, or I would record like a drum beat and I would rap over it, and we would sort of create songs already in Logic or some sort of, audio recording software.
Yeah.
And this song was, I think, one of the first. We wrote it sort of a more, traditional way of where you had your guitar, I had my drum machine, and we were trying to figure out.
Yeah, we were actually writing the song during our rehearsals.
The thing is, we wanted this song to work as an acoustic duo. Like, it should feel full enough and complete enough to where it doesn't sound like we're playing an acoustic version of this live. This is the full version.
Yeah, it was also one of the first songs that we wrote for the live show. I mean, I know that might sound weird, but we never really wrote with a live show in mind. And this was the first where we thought, hey, this could be cool. Like, for example, the bridge has this long sort of metal
build up
for the live show, we can definitely extend that, and we do. And we have fun. We do this bubble pose.
We were performing, and we came up with the idea with the bubbles. This was around summertime, and it just added another dynamic to our live show. You know, we weren't just two musicians. It's like, oh, now we're, you know, sort of adding this more visual element. Sort of goes along with our whole, you know, mask, face paint.
Yeah, like a FaceTime Police 2.0.
You know what I kind of like? When producers lower the pitch of vocals just because they can.
We used to do that a lot.
I know, I kind of want to try it again.
Don't know if it would work.
Yeah, you're probably right. We would just sound dumb. Big dumb idiots.
Even though we released Who Am I before A Face and a Name, we actually wrote it after.
Who Am I was the second song that we wrote as an acoustic-ish duo. And again, we had the live show in mind. How can this song work with, you know, just the guitar, just the tambourine, but feel full and complete?
Keeping with the theme of identity from A Face and a Name, Who Am I also examines what defines you. It's just something you have to ask yourself almost every day. Who am I? Like, what makes you, you?
Yeah, it's definitely a song about self-discovery, you know, trying to figure out who you are, how you fit in or don't fit in to the world. Just knowing where you stand, what you're fighting for. I had a hard time writing for this song, because mainly you wrote this song. You came up with, I'm going to say like 80% of the song.
It might have been the strumming for the song, because the verses were mainly upstrokes, and then the choruses were mostly downstrokes.
Yeah, just something about it. It was just hard to rap to. It helped adding the tambourine to just sort of, you know, keep a more steady 4-count tempo for me to rap to. But I almost had to, like, ignore the guitar parts in order to write my part, which is kind of weird. But I think it worked out.
We make it work.
I'm tired of running away. I face the pain, embrace the day. Eternal, I'm bound to the crack in the frame. It's all that I know. Sick of the show. Where do I go now?
For the longest time, I've wanted to write a lyric that was repeated, but the meaning changed based on how it was enunciated. So the first time you hear, who am I don't think I know. Obviously, that expresses doubt. At the end of the chorus, I don't say it that way. I say, who am I don't think, stop, I know.
You're not questioning who you are.
You know who you are.
When we filmed the music video for it, that was, again, your concept of trying on the different masks, trying to discover who you are. And again, that was sort of also our story. Sort of us, you know, restarting FaceTime Police with a new image, just a new sort of way of presenting ourselves. You know, we did have to, you know, ask ourselves, who are we? You know, who are we now? And, you know, that's where the mask and face paint came from. And I feel like the music video for Who Am I, although it has some, you know, entertaining elements of like the funny sort of Halloween mask, it was also sort of our journey of landing to where we're at right now, which again, the music video sort of addresses.
Who am I don't think I'm ready to figure it out. I know. I'm tired of running away. But where do I go now? No.
Okay, so don't laugh, but my favorite superhero at one point was Gwenpool.
And that's probably not going to be the introduction to it.
Well, you can, no, if you don't know who Gwenpool is, when the comic was written by Christopher Hastings and the artwork was by Gurihiru, that was my favorite comic. Hands down. Nothing could touch it. So basically, Gwenpool is a character who is from our world, who woke up in a comic book world, and she has to reinvent herself as a superhero. So yes, it does tie in to A Face and a Name and Who Am I, and that theme of identity.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's cool.
The opening line says it all. What would you do if you woke up in another world? What would you do if you woke up in another world? Would you try and find your way back home? What if you found out you could have been somebody else? Would you play the hero? Can I be a ninja? Can I be a ghost? Can I be what criminals fear the most? There's a lot that we throw into the song. I wrote my verse as if I was a Disney character singing what's happening to me.
That's cool. I wrote my verse as a wrestling fan. I threw in a Simpsons reference in my verse. The cup and ball. That was from the Bone Storm episode. It was a very fun song. Like musically, it's a very fun, sort of bouncy song, especially when we play it live and the drums kick in and the guitar
you
strums.
actually see people, who kind of just walk up and have never heard of us and they're nodding along. I thought, hey, we've got something here.
Yeah, there's definitely something about the groove of the song that catches people's attention, which is great. And again, we are thinking live show first with these songs. So my verse, the beginning of the verse is pretty much just straight up wrestling references.
But it still means something.
But it still means something because I'm a huge wrestling fan. I mean, I'm wearing a New Day shirt. Usually I wear wrestling shirts at our live shows underneath either a leather jacket or my suit jacket. So it means something to me. And even just going off your verse about, if you could reimagine yourself, who you are in, some sort of fantasy world. And that's sort of what wrestling is. It's a, like a live fantasy world where people pretend to be these characters, larger than life characters. So that's where I drew my inspiration from for this song.
I was born a baby face, but I still get heat. I'd pander to the crowd, but that pop feels cheap. I wear my heart on my sleeve and a canvas on my face. Paint picture perfect portraits of the dreams I chase. Swinging through the skyline, swimming in the clouds. Take a minimal sound and turn it to the max. Air bubble in the back just to keep you on your toes. You never know which way this crazy ball's gonna go.
Can I be a ninja? Can I be a ghost? While it's a very fun and playful song, it's also very meaningful. Going back to the whole Gwenpool thing, so at a point the book was getting canceled. The character literally knew that she only had pages left. One of my favorite lines is, I'll do the best with the pages that I'm left with.
However much time you have left, do the most with it. Make your time matter.
It's definitely meant to have a hopeful tone. I'll do the best with the pages that I'm left. I'll do the best with the pages that I'm.
FaceTime Police!
Hey everyone, FaceTime Police here. We are not doing that again. We did it on a Halloween and it scared me. I just wanted to say happy holidays to you, your family, your friends, whoever you're celebrating with. We hope you had a great 2019. I know we did. And we're excited to see what the next year has in store.
Days